Very good morning. Myself, Dr. Joe Pratap, Professor, IT Department, RMT Engineering College. In this video series, we will discuss about software testing. Let's see software testing fundamentals. So mainly we will focus on what exactly the definition of software testing, what its meaning, then what are the software structure, what are the various levels of software testing. We will address these kind of different level of software. Then what are the major problems and myths surrounding about the software testing? Similarly, purpose and objectives of software testing. What is the role of software testing or a role of software tester? Then what are the main goal of software testing? Then how exactly we can do bug prevention? What are the preventive measures we can take before deploying the product? And independent testing. What is the necessity of independent testing as well as its value? Then definitely we should talk about the phases of mental life of the software tester. Then what are the various methods, possible methods available to do software testing? What are the laws says about software testing and the limitations? What are the limitations or the ability of the tester? All kind of things we'll discuss here, and finally we'll try to find out a system model for software testing. Let's talk about software concepts. Usually, what do you mean by software? We know software refers to the set of instructions, right? That is fed into the computer system in terms of programs, and it is actually processed with some hardware components, and finally it's going to give some output, right? So we'll see numerous examples. Let's see, we will install some antivirus in our computer or mobile device or whatever. So that antivirus itself is software, right? Similarly, suppose we are using a Microsoft Word document for editing the document or creating the document, that is also come under a software. Similarly, we have a video file. If you want to play it, we are using several different types of media player is there, right? So this media player that we used to play multimedia file, that also called the software. So what I'm trying to say is, depending on the application or the implementation area of implementation, we can divide the software into three major categories. One is the system software, application software, and another one is utility software. We can see it in the diagram very clearly. So we have these three categories: system software, application software, and utility software. So system software, actually these software, they directly allow the user to interact with the hardware components of the computer system. That's what they used to say. So like best example is operating system. We know that operating system is the main program, right? It is the resource manager we used to call, because it manages the resources. Like suppose we need a printer, then you should assign some scheduling and priority for printer. Similarly, controlling the input and output device, all kind of stuff happen with the help of operating system. That's why primarily we'll call it as a resource manager. And this operating system also written in a set of instructions, right? So automatically it is also come under software. Similarly, we have a language processor. Definitely, a human language can't able to understand by the system, right? So definitely we need some interpreter, right? So we need a proper language processor in order to do the better human machine interaction. So that is why we are having the language processor. That is also one of the example. Then definitely we have a device drivers, then BIOS, that is basic input output system. These are all written in some assembly level language or machine level language codes, right? So these also at the end of the day it is come under a instruction set of instructions, so it is also called as a software. So whatever software instruction closely directly involving with the system hardware, we can call it as a system software. Okay, so just example, as I said earlier: operating system, language processor, device driver, BIOS, all kind of things. So in this, especially language processor, it acts as a barrier between a computer and the human. So we will come under the assembly language, programming, compiler, interpreter, all kind of stuff come under this language processor, right? Then as I said earlier, the device drivers, they're mainly here also we have a device program that is act as the interface between the various input and output devices. So that's the device driver. Then basic input output system, again it is a small firmware that control the peripheral the input and output devices attached to the system. Okay, so these are the things. Then when we talk about the application software, these are the basic software used to run to accomplish a particular action, or we can call it as a particular task. Okay, so these are the dedicated software to perform some simple or unique task. Okay, for example, a single software cannot serve to both the reservation system as well as banking system, right? So for banking systems, especially, we need to create a banking specific software. Similarly, for any depending on the application, we can create a different application softwares. Okay, so based on the category, we have two categories. One is a general purpose application software, another one is a specific public application software. Let's talk about the general purpose application software. They are somewhat, we can say, it is a built-in. Okay, so ready to use and manufactured by company or someone, and it can be used in different ways. For example, Microsoft Excel, it is developed by Microsoft, and it can be used to prepare Excel sheet, right? So we can use it. Similarly, VLC Media Player, it is used to play audio or video file, and Photoshop. Let's talk about the Adobe Photoshop. So that is defined by one Adobe company. They developed it, and it can be used for creating photo animations, all kind of stuffs, right? Then specific purpose application software. From the name itself, it is specific. That is, it's a customized one. So customized, and it is mostly used in the real time or business environment. Let us say ticket reservation system, healthcare management system, payroll management system, or hotel management system. Numerous application we can take. So there are particular application specific one. So it is called as specific purpose application software. Then apart from this system software, application software, we have another one software, that is a utility software. So this utility server, they are also performing the daily need task like antivirus softwares, text editors, disk defragmenter tools. So these are all, we can call it as the utility software, because let us take this antivirus software. These provide protection to the computer system from, we can say, it is from unwanted malware as well as viruses, right? Example, McAfee, all kind of stuff. Then similarly, we can have a disk defragmenter tool, so that it is used to analyze the bad sector of the device, and we need to rearrange the files in a proper order. That can be done with the help of this disk defragmenter tools. Then we have a text editor. It helps user to take regular notes and create basic text files. Even best example is our own notepad, which is present in the Microsoft. Okay, so these are the major basic concept about software. What we do in software testing? Software testing is the process of evaluating and verifying that a software product or application does what it is supposed to do. See, we are creating software for a specific purpose, right? Whether the purpose is done in a proper way, that we have to verify, that we have to evaluate. So that's what happens in software testing process. The benefit of testing include preventing bugs, reducing development cost, and improving performance. That is, when we talk about the software testing, suppose there is a bug, and if it is unnoticed, means what will happen? It will create severe damage. For example, there is a scanning facility. Let us take a healthcare system. So the scanner, everything, they will perform under some particular set of codes, right? Instructions. Suppose there is any malfunction due to its there is any malfunction due to error or bug in the software, what will happen? It will create a severe damage. It will show unnecessary data. Automatically, we can't able to detect the exact cause of the particular problem, or what exactly the problem of a particular patient. These kind of things happen in early stages. So this is one just example. Similarly, suppose we are launching a rocket, and there is any bug, means even with a small bug, what will happen? It will create a million amount of damage, not only in terms of cost, in terms of human life. There is several possibilities. Okay, so let's see some common aspects in software testing. So before that, the role of software testing, as we discussed, the primary role is we need to do verification as well as validation. What do you mean by verification? Are we doing things right? Whether the process is right, that we need to check, right? So that is come under verification. Where in validation, are we doing the right things? Based on the requirements, we are creating the product or not. That is come under validation. So verification and validation, these two terms are very important in terms of defining the primary role of the software testing. Okay, then Uh, so let's talk about the various aspects of testing the quality software and its types. Okay.